Welcome back to Entrepreneur Central. In today's video, we'll be talking about Donald Trump and his best tips. Before becoming the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump was an extremely successful businessman. Born in Queens, New York in 1946, Trump became involved in large, profitable building projects in Manhattan. In 1980, he opened the Grand Hyatt, New York, which made him the city's best-known developer. Trump followed his father into a career in real estate development, bringing his grander ambitions to the family business. Trump's business ventures include the Trump Organization, Trump Tower, casinos in Atlantic City, and television franchises like The Apprentice and Miss Universe. Trump has business deals with Javits Center and the Grand Hyatt, New York, as well as other real estate ventures in New York City, Florida, and Los Angeles. So even before he ran for presidency, Donald Trump was a household name, and for him to get to where he is today, it took a lot of work. In this video, we will be going over Donald Trump's best tips. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down below. We appreciate everyone watching our videos. Now let's get on to the list. So a lot of these tips are from his 1987 memoir, The Art of the Deal, and it offers lots of priceless life advice. Here are Donald's commandments. Number 1, find your art form. He says, I don't do it for the money. I've got enough money, much more than I'll ever need. I do it to do it. Deals are my art form. Other people paint beautifully on canvas or write wonderful poetry. I like making deals, preferably big deals. That's how I get my kicks. So doing business is a passion for him. He's not in it for the money, but he's in it for the process. Number 2, forget business if you're no natural. Deal making is an ability you're born with, he says. It's in the genes. It's not about being brilliant. It does take a certain intelligence, but mostly it's about instincts. You could take the smartest kid, the one who gets straight A's and has a 170 IQ, but if he doesn't have the instincts, he'll never be a successful entrepreneur. So in other words, you're either born with it or you're not. Now this can obviously be debated, but in Trump's eyes, that's how he views it. Number 3, aim high. He says that my style of deal making is simple. I aim very high, and then I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing to get what I'm after. To me, it's very simple. If you're gonna be thinking anyway, you might as well think big. Most people think small because they're afraid of success, afraid of making decisions, afraid of winning. As you could tell, Trump has that mindset of a winner's mentality. Number 4, be obsessive. One of the keys to thinking big is total focus. I think of it almost as a controlled neurosis, a quality I've noticed in many highly successful entrepreneurs. They're obsessive, driven, and almost maniacal, but it's all channeled into their work. I don't say this is a trait that leads to a happier life or a better life, but it's great when it comes to getting what you want, and it's definitely worked for Trump. Number 5, play it loose. Most people are surprised by the way I work, he says. I don't carry a briefcase. I try not to schedule too many meetings. I leave my door open. You can't be imaginative or entrepreneurial if you have too much structure. I prefer to come to work each day and just see what develops. There is no typical week in my life. That's a very interesting one because a lot of people think you have to have a cut schedule with no leniency, but Trump views it completely different. Number 6, ditch long meetings and get dialing. He says, I usually arrive in my office by 9 and I get on the phone. There's rarely a day with fewer than 50 calls, and it often runs over 100. He says the majority occurs at the spur of the moment, and few of them last longer than 15 minutes. Number 7, if you gamble, be able to lose with living. People think I'm a gambler, Trump says. I've never gambled in my life. To me, a gambler is someone who plays slot machines. I prefer to own slot machines. I happen to be very conservative in business. I always go into the deal anticipating the worst. If you can live with the worst, the good will always take care of itself. And I feel like that's a very important tip for many businessmen. Number 8, trust your instinct, not numbers. He says, I don't hire a lot of number crunchers and I don't trust fancy marketing surveys. Number 9, use your leverage. The worst thing you could possibly do in a business deal is seem desperate to make it. That makes the other guy smell blood, and then you're dead. Leverage is having something that the other guy wants, or better yet, needs. Unfortunately, this isn't always the case, which is why leverage often requires imagination and salesmanship. And number 10, don't be bullied. Much as it pays to emphasize the positive, there are times when the only choice is confrontation. He says he's very good to people who are good to him, but when people treat me badly or try to take advantage of me, my general attitude has been to fight back very hard. The risk is you'll make a bad situation worse, but my experience is that if you're fighting for something you believe in, even if it means alienating some people along the way, things usually work out for the best. And that wraps up our list of Donald Trump's best advice. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and drop a like.